Luka Dončić might be new to Los Angeles, but it hasn't taken him long to figure out what it means to wear the purple and gold. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight as the Lakers' newest star, it became clear that he understands the weight of expectations that come with this franchise. More importantly, he knows exactly whose trust and approval he needs to earn. The Lakers aren't just another NBA team. They're an empire built on legends, banners, and an unmatched standard of excellence. And Dončić, only 25 years old, and just beginning the prime of his career, seems to recognize that success here requires more than putting up numbers. It requires alignment with the people shaping the franchise's future, starting with the team's ambitious new owner, Mark Walter. Los Angeles didn't just acquire Dončić to be another piece of the puzzle. They went all in, handing him a 3-year deal worth $165 million earns a contract that leaves no doubt about his role. He isn't simply the face of the roster today. He's the foundation the Lakers plan to build around for the next decade. The commitment was immediate and overwhelming, and in return, Dončić has already been given a level of influence rarely granted in this organization. The front office has consulted him on personnel moves, asked for his perspective on roster, construction, and given him a genuine voice in shaping the team. This is not something the Lakers do casually, but Luka isn't just another player. When healthy, he's one of the most dangerous offensive forces the game has ever seen. That's the key: when healthy. His talent has never been in question, but his conditioning and durability have often raised concerns. In Dallas, stretches of brilliance were sometimes interrupted by nagging injuries, or stretches where his fitness came under the microscope. Yet insiders close to the Lakers believe this chapter will be different. They point to his improved off-season training, his focus on long-term health, and his determination to silence doubts. And all the while, Dončić has made sure to keep his relationship with Walter front and center. Whenever he talks about the team's direction, he makes a point of crediting the owner. That's not a slip of the tongue. It's deliberate. He's sending a message. He sees the investment, he respects the vision, and he's committed to being part of it. The relationship between a superstar and ownership can make or break a franchise. We've seen it before. LeBron James, despite his greatness, often found himself in tense standoffs with front offices in Cleveland and Miami, battles that sometimes dictated how successful his teams could be. Dončić appears determined not to repeat that cycle. By forging a strong bond with Walter from the start, he's creating stability, ensuring that both player and ownership are pulling in the same direction. And it's already changing the dynamics inside the Lakers' locker room and front office. That dynamic, however, comes with complications. For years, LeBron James has been the voice inside the Lakers organization, the veteran star pushing for trades, signings, and roster adjustments. But times change, and the reality is undeniable. LeBron is now 40 years old, entering the twilight of his legendary career, with perhaps a season or two left at the elite level. Luka, meanwhile, is just entering his prime. What we're watching is more than a generational shift on the court. It's a passing of influence inside the franchise itself, and Dončić has already proven he can carry that weight. In 2024, he took the Dallas Mavericks all the way to the NBA Finals, showcasing his ability to lead as the centerpiece of a contending roster. That wasn't a fluke, it was proof of concept. Now with the Lakers, the expectations are even greater. The Lakers' mission is simple on paper: surround Luka with the right talent, keep him in top condition, and let him deliver. But simple has never meant easy in Los Angeles. Fans don't just want playoff runs, they want titles, and they want them now. Dončić has the offensive brilliance to make it happen, but to reach the level of true franchise-defining greatness, he'll need to refine other parts of his game. Conditioning has always been a question mark, and defense is another. If he can elevate those areas, there's every chance he could become the face of the NBA for the next decade. This is where Walter's presence matters most. He's not just an owner looking to turn a profit. He's a billionaire willing to invest deeply to keep the Lakers competitive year after year. Dončić sees that, and he's aligning himself with it. Both sides understand they need one another. For Walter, it's about cementing a legacy as the owner who rebuilt the Lakers into champions. For Luka, It's about taking his place among the legends who've worn purple and gold. Magic, Kobe, Kareem, LeBron. This is about legacy, as much as it is about wins and losses. Of course, while Dončić is building his future, LeBron's present is in flux. Trade rumors have swirled around James all offseason. For the first time in his career, he is no longer the unquestioned centerpiece of his team. The Lakers have shifted their focus, and while it makes sense for the long-term outlook, it hasn't gone unnoticed by LeBron. After 20 years of being the cornerstone everywhere he's played, suddenly finding himself in the background is uncharted territory, and it has fueled whispers about whether he might actually leave. The wildest rumor came from the Bay Area. According to reports, the Golden State Warriors reached out to the Lakers multiple times this summer, inquiring about the possibility of trading for LeBron. The thought alone is staggering. LeBron James in a Warriors uniform playing alongside Steph Curry after years of clashing in the finals. But while the calls happened, they never got anywhere. The Lakers weren't interested, and there were plenty of obstacles. For one, LeBron has a no-trade clause. Nothing can happen unless he initiates it. And even if he did, the Lakers would demand a massive return. Draft picks, young players, multiple assets. Golden State, talented as they are, didn't have the kind of package that would make Los Angeles budge. Still, the fact that the Warriors even tested the waters says everything about where LeBron's career stands now. Because here's the truth. Even at 40, LeBron James remains one of the best players in the game. His averages last season, 24.4 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and over 8 assists per game, are superstar numbers. Rival teams know he can still tilt the balance of a playoff series. But everyone also knows time is running out. He doesn't have many years left. If he wants one more championship, the window is closing fast. That's why rumors won't stop, and why every word he says, every move the Lakers make, will be scrutinized. 4. Now though, LeBron remains in Los Angeles. The likeliest scenario is that he stays at least through this season, with the next real opportunity for movement coming at the trade deadline, or more realistically, next summer in free agency. And that fits the pattern of his career. LeBron has always chosen his own path. Never traded, always in control. It's hard to imagine that changing now. While the spotlight is split between Dončić's rise and LeBron's uncertain future, the Lakers have also been reshaping the rest of their roster. One of the most notable moves was signing former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton after a buyout from Portland. The Lakers locked him in on a 2-year, $16.6 million contract, a deal many consider a bargain for a player of his size and skill. But the move comes with risk. Ayton's career has been a mixture of promise and frustration. At his best, he's an athletic, imposing big man capable of double-doubles and rim protection. At his worst, he's been criticized for immaturity, inconsistency, and failing to buy into a team-first mentality. Los Angeles is betting that the championship atmosphere and the presence of veterans like LeBron and Luka will bring out the best in Ayton. But they aren't naive. They know the Western Conference is stacked with dominant centers, Nikola Jokic, Alperen Sengun, Chet Holmgren. If Ayton falters, the Lakers risk having a glaring hole in the most important defensive position on the floor. That's why some insiders suggest they need an insurance plan. One trade idea making the rounds involves Brooklyn's Nick Claxton, a young athletic center with elite defensive upside. The proposed deal would send Gabe Vincent and Austin Reeves to the Nets in exchange for Claxton and future draft assets. It's the kind of move that could make sense for both sides. For the Lakers, Claxton would give them a dependable defensive anchor and someone who fits perfectly with Luka's playstyle, much like Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively did in Dallas. For the Nets, adding guards like Vincent and Reeves would give them depth and flexibility. Even if the deal doesn't happen, the fact that it's being discussed shows the Lakers aren't blindly counting on Ayton. They're preparing for all scenarios. And that brings us back to the central theme of this Lakers season: preparation, pressure, and opportunity. Dončić has the contract, the talent, and the responsibility of carrying one of the most storied franchises in sports. LeBron, meanwhile, faces the reality of being the secondary star for the first time in his career. Ayton has a chance to redeem himself but must prove he can handle the weight. And Walter, the new owner, is determined to put his stamp on the franchise. The Lakers stand at the beginning of a new era. It's a gamble, a transition, and a chance to reshape their identity. If Luka Dončić can stay healthy, refine his game, and thrive under the weight of expectations, he could be the player who delivers banner number 18 to Los Angeles. If not, the franchise has backup plans and contingency moves lined up. Either way, the pressure is enormous. The Espo